Hello, welcome to this alternative channel, Anti-War. This is Monaco Tropic Rush. I did a solo review for the main channel. There's the rooster. Product of the United States, contains vodka. It says, a premium mixed drink made with vodka, natural flavor, and caramel color. So they had enough color in to make it a light yellow like ginger ale. Just a little bit. Otherwise, it would be clear. It smells like pineapple and coconut. I don't know what's really in it. Let's see. Monaco.com. Let's see. Cools it off. Are you 21 or older? Oh, yeah. No, I do not agree with 21-year-old drinking age. I wish it was 18. When Louisiana was forced to change it to 18 to 21 by the Empire back in 1987, I was angry. And that was under Reagan, the so-called conservative. I said, yeah. Oh, here we go. Tropic Rush. Tropic Rush is a quenching, I'll agree with that, island fruit nectar of pineapple, okay, passion fruit, and other tropical notes. I was saying coconut. That's tropical. Bringing you right to the beach of your favorite island party, or in other words, at my house. Both tart and sweet flavors are blended with our 6 times distilled Monaco Vodka. Tart, a little bit, sweet, a lot. For a truly fun and enjoyable cocktail that will quench your thirst for a good time. Oh, for a good time. Will quench your thirst for a good time. Doesn't sound like it was written correctly. You may not know how to surf, but it's never too late to learn. Yeah, it probably is if you're like 98. Too late to surf. So it's made with vodka. Scrolling, I've never had the cranberry or the black cherry. Mango peach. I don't know if I've had my records. Purple Crush. Was it formerly known as Cognac Crush? Vodka sodas. I know they make a vodka. Oh yeah, these are Monaco seltzer-like things. 9% though. Huh. Soda doesn't really appeal to me. And there's the Monaco 69, like the diet versions. I don't want to drink that. I've seen them out of Hector Lopez. Are they made with liquor? Yes, they're made with vodka. I've seen them, but they're expensive at the liquor store by your house. Well, here where I live in southeastern Louisiana, every store's got them. Well, every store that carries them, which is most, like convenience stores, some grocery. They had them at Total Wine and More. But they were like in packs. You had to buy a pack. I wasn't buying a pack. Well, I had them already. I had the flavors they were showing. They're 2 for $5 around here. 2 cans, $5 even. That's the price everywhere. 2 for $5. 2 for $5. So is the word $2.50. They're pretty well made. I mean, they're not too sweet. They're not too tart. They're not too boozy. They're not too heavy. They're light-bodied, actually. Seem like they know what they're doing. I mean, I don't really drink these kind of things except to do a review, and I have my solo review recorded, so I'll post that on the main channel, sitting out there in the rain. I hope the rain wasn't too loud and ruined it. Seems like anytime I want to do something, there's noise. Somebody cutting grass, somebody spraying something, somebody coming down the street in a tractor, whatever. But it's I mean, I wouldn't make a habit of it. That's $5, $10, $15 a six pack. Now, if you think $15 a six pack is a good deal, it's a 12-ounce can. You're not getting ripped off on the can. 12 ounces, so it's no jip there. But I mean, in my case, why would I pay $15 for a six pack of these when I could buy a 12 pack of some of the Mexican beers for that price? Well, I know I can. Mathern says Dos Equis Ambar $14.99, and some stores might have it $13.99. I don't care about the 9%. It's nice. It's 9% alcohol, but I mean, I just go with the Dos Equis was 4.9, I think, the Ambar. I'd be satisfied with that. But these are curiosity pieces. I'll buy these for curiosity. I don't buy them for regular drinking. I know there's some people that do. I'm going to go watch the videos in a little bit. The few they have, maybe two. It might be one chugging video, which I don't ever like those. It's like, hey, crew, watch, go, 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 go. It's like, oh, that's great. You chugged it. I'd rather than more like mine, you know, taste them, say what they think. See what they think about it. Yeah, that's it. Coconut, I think. I'm probably wrong. I don't know. Coconut, pineapple, they say in passion fruit. Sugar, slight tart, not heavy, slight, medium body, light to medium body. And a crisp, sort of strangely drying finish, like maybe it's got high fructose corn syrup, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, that's it. I don't mind paying $2.50 a can when I'm only doing one. Then I'll try something else. I bought the Absolute Mango Mule. I thought it was Moscow Mule. Mango Mule. Well, that was 2 for $5. I asked the man, could I mix them? Get this and that. Because sometimes they tell you, no, you got to get two of the same. He said, yeah. Guess in his mind, as long as it has it to $2.50. I mean, $5, $2.50 each. So I said, good. I want to try this. And so I said, I don't recall seeing these things before. These Absolute flavored, and they're 7%. 7% or 7.5. I'd have to go look at the can. I'm not that worried about 7 or 7.5. There's a whole bunch of flavors. I said, whoa, I'll try these. And then I noticed Mathern's has one. I said, look at them. But they're $2.79. So, I mean, obviously, if I could save 29 cents, I would drive over to that store and get all of them. I mean, it's not that far of a drive. It's not going to cost me that much gas to go there. It's not going to take that much time. I'm gonna keep a mental note of those Absolute. They're just proliferating. I mean, it's like a never-ending story. It doesn't stop. Every time you buy, say, oh, I'm gonna try all these. Then somebody else is coming out with more, and then there's more, then there's more. And then you could say, well, it's not like craft beer. Craft beer is out there, and they've got all their exotic flavors, and there'll be at least $2.50 a can or bottle. Nah, sometimes you can get them cheaper. You can get some craft beers $1.79. Are they really better? Some are. Some aren't. It's like some are and some aren't. I'm not dedicated, if you want to call it selling products of movement. Yeah, I scored this a 93A an A. I'll stick with that, 93A on the college scale. You know, the college scale, most colleges, universities, 60 to 69D, 70, 79C, 80, 89B, 99A, 100, perfect, A plus. You know, once you're up to 98, 99, 100, well, you're just winning, and very few beverages make it to that. You go above 100, you're world class. It's like nobody can touch you. I've had a handful of products that were world class. I would be surprised if it was even 10 in all these years. Well, that's a good product. It's not a beer. It's a canned vodka cocktail. But on the international enjoyment units, IEUs, yeah, it's right up there with a lot. Most craft beers I've tried. I was about to say a lot. I'll say most. All right. Craft beers, I'm finding they flavored with raspberry puree, peanut butter, chocolate nibs, cocoa nibs, coconut shavings, orange peel, coriander, MSG. I had one flavored with monosodium glutamate. It goes on and on. So if that's okay, and I look at these Facebook groups like Alcohol Legs, my group, or Church of the Sacred Brew, and they'll say, "Oh man, it's awesome! It tastes like juice. It tastes like juice." I'm like, "Wow, that's amazing! You drank a beer. It tastes like juice. Tastes like raspberry juice. Tastes like grape juice. Tastes like apple juice. Tastes like pomegranate juice, passion fruit juice, whatever." And that's supposed to be an achievement. That's an example of really making your way in the world. Okay. Tastes like Reese's peanut butter cup. Oh, but not beer. It doesn't taste like beer. Whoever heard of something so pedestrian? Throwback. Oh, well, I'm not going to worry about it. I really never worry about it. I just watch what other people say. They seem to worry about it. Like they'll say, "How dare you, how can you say that, Monaco cocktails, as good as most craft beers. How are you going to say that?" I said, "Well, I'm tasting it. I know what I'm drinking." Think I hadn't drunk a lot of craft beers? It's thousands, man. It's not like hundreds. Most of them are good. They got some dogs. They have a few like subpar ones, but most of them are good, but it's pricey. It's a pricey risk. I heard them. I ain't gonna, because they're not even worth talking about. They're so jealous and infantile. They were saying last night, "Oh yeah, he was doing that Wild Card Wednesday. I was watching a little bit of it." I'm sure they put a thumbs down. Who cares? And he was saying, I don't know, some complaint like, "We only have 3 people watching, or 12." And the guy's like, "Well, he gets more views than you do." And then they were saying, "Yeah, well, that's because he does Budweiser all the time." Well, I mean, yeah, I've done Budweiser. I've done Natural Ice. I've done a lot of macro beers. Done a lot of craft beers too. But I had to laugh because it was like they were saying that I was doing that on purpose. Like, let me do Natural Light a lot of times and Natural Ice a lot of times and Budweiser a lot of times so I can get my view count up. Like it's a lot. I said, man, they're so jealous, I just review whatever I feel like reviewing. I'll just see something at the store and say, "Oh yeah, let me do that. I don't care, And people like it, so they watch it. And it's not that big of a channel, 12,000 subscribers. Man, that's not even that big of a deal. I get a lot of views, I guess. But it's like they were jealous, like, "Oh, well." I say, "Well, be jealous." I could give you some pointers on how to make yours more popular, but I'm not going to because you're so full of hate. I'm not full of hate. I'm not. You're the one worrying about me. I'm not worrying about you. All these IPAs are tasting like canned pineapple juice. Yeah, I know. I've been saying that for years. Do you know who makes Crystal Palace? Yes, Sazerac. Oh, it might say something like, Fleischmann's. I don't know who they say on it. They're going to probably might say Barton, Fleischmann's. It won't matter who it says because I know it's Sazerac. It's just it's a Sazerac brand, but they bought it from somebody. Crystal Palace gin, and I think there's 100 proof. It's like a red label. I've never seen it. Just like Taka, there's Taka Vodka blue label and Taka Vodka 100 proof red label. IPAs tasting like canned pineapple juice. Yeah, I mean, I was saying that 7 years ago and people were getting angry, or at least 5 years ago and people were getting angry. Like, what are you talking about? So I'm talking, it tastes like. I know what canned pineapple juice. I'm sorry. Yeah, canned pineapples, like the cheap brand, like Surefine or Thrifty Made. I know what that tastes like, and I know that I never want to eat that. That's like stuff they give you in school, like when you're in public school, they give you like a tray and it's got 2 of them in there, pineapple slices. I mean, you eat it, it's okay, but then you go and you buy an expensive craft beer and it tastes like that. And you say, what did I buy? Like, what have I achieved by doing this? I haven't achieved anything. It's not good. And then people get upset. I'll show you. I'll get a bunch of friends and we'll all get together and put a thumbs down. Oh, why don't you get 2,000 friends and do it? That's childish. That's infantile. They got people that do beer reviews I don't like. I think their reviews are not good. Guess what? I don't worry about it. I don't watch it. But I'm not obsessed with videos I don't like. I just unsubscribed to somebody yesterday. Or was it this morning? This morning. They had potential because they started off really good. It was a guy, he looks like he's about 30, maybe 29. Maybe 29. And his grandfather was like 91. And they were doing video reviews, beer reviews. And they didn't really know much about beer. That's fine. They know if they like it or not. And like they wouldn't know, they'd never know if something was an ale or a lager. And furthermore, they never seemed to know what was an ale or a lager. They never did. They never did. So their knowledge was terrible. And I guess they're not going to do the research. And the grandfather, though, he was sort of like, has a good memory, and he was remembered back in the 1950s or even earlier saying, well, I remember when this beer was around. I remember when that. So he was sort of like a person back 60 years ago that was interested in beers that other people weren't. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe when he was 30, they're like a black man and his grandson from Detroit. Maybe when in 1960, let's say when he was 30 or 59, he was saying, yeah, let's say 1959 when he was 30, he was saying, oh yeah, I like Bass Ale. I want to try Lowenbrau from Germany, something like that. Maybe all of his friends were like, oh man, we don't drink that, you know. We drank Falstaff, man. We drank Stroh's. But he was trying to experiment back then. So he will remember and tell his grandson, I remember I used to buy that. And I used to buy this. I used to buy that. But he never researched it. You know what I mean? He just like knew if he liked it or not. He didn't know what it was, an ale, is it a lager? He would kind of know what country it came from, though. He was telling his grandson, no, Grolsch is from the Netherlands, right? What are you talking about? It's not German beer. His grandson didn't know anything about it. But their channel started to go downhill because then the grandfather, it was like the grandfather wasn't really interested in beer that much. He was kind of interested in drinking and talking about his past experiences. But then he was like saying, well, let's talk about some social issues. And I was thinking this channel's not going to make it because it was starting to get viewers. And then it was like 5 minutes talking about the beer, and they were going for an hour. So maybe it was 7 minutes talking about the beer, all mixed in with, you could never get the handle on what the beer was about. And then it was 53 minutes talking about Barack Obama, Trump, whatever thing in the news. It didn't matter. The civil rights movement, some, you know, that orientation all the time, naturally. Which, that's fine if you want to talk about it. Make videos. I'm not interested in hearing it. I wouldn't care if it was right wing, middle wing, left wing. You know what I'm saying? Right wing, centrist, left wing. I just wouldn't care because I'm not interested in watching that. To know what some people, I could just go to the grocery store and just overhear people talking and say, "Oh boy, these people don't know anything about this." But you don't say anything. So I don't want to watch some guy and his grandpa talk about Barack Obama or whatever they're talking about, much of which they're saying is like marginally accurate, extremely biased, and just inaccurate in many cases. So I just unsubscribed this morning. I was like, I don't want to try to sift through all of this jibber jabber. And now they got guests coming on, and they're like, "Oh well, let me tell you about Hakeem Halajawan Mafustafa, who's an activist, and he says that these people are," I was like, I have no interest in this. And they don't talk about the beer. It's like a beer channel that doesn't talk about, I just unsubscribe. No, nothing personal. I would do that to anybody. I did that last week or 2 weeks ago to some guys in Florida. They make 40-minute videos and never talk about the beer. At the beginning, they'll do it. And they'll do a pretty good job, like, "Oh yeah, it's kind of whatever." They usually hate every beer they try. I don't know why they drink beer. They're always saying it's kind of a C. It's a C minus. It's okay. It makes me sick to my stomach. It gives me a headache. It makes me nauseous. They're always saying that, you know. But they've said that since 2010 when they do their hangout. They wear wigs, facial coverings for whatever reason they want their. I would want my identity kept secret too if I said some of the pornographic stuff they say. It's like they're in 10th grade, but they're 45 years old. You know people like that. I know people like that. It's like you never advanced past this 10th grade thinking. Okay, they got women. We get it. We like them too, but we're not 10. We're not 14. This is not like new to us. So, but they'll talk about beer and then they never stick to the topic. They go on and on about, whatever. Doesn't matter. Could be about Def Leppard albums, George Bush, Chevrolet Silverados, and I'll say, I can't watch this. You say, well, you talking about all kind of stuff. Yeah, but it's an obscure channel. It's an alternative channel. Nobody watches this channel. This is a fallback channel. This is the channel that will become Louisiana Beer Reviews if I ever need a backup channel. You get what I'm saying? The main channel, I try to focus on the product. I do non-beer topics, but then it's the topic. Holy Roman Empire. It's a lecture about the Holy Roman Empire. I did a video about stereotypes. It's a lecture about stereotypes. I did a video about World War I. Well, guess what? It's a video about World War I. You say, well, I'm not interested in World War I. Exactly. So don't watch it. Some people are interested in World War I and have no interest in beer. So they've never watched a single beer review I've done, but they watched the World War I video. I did nationalistic movements. What was it called? Nationalistic movements. I can't remember the year. 1789 to 1914, I believe it was. I can't remember the dates. And it was like a 5-part video because there was so many things to talk about. 5-part series. And they were about an hour long. Well, I didn't get too many beer reviewer fans watching it, but some did, but most didn't. But some people loved the video series and they commented on it, whatever. But let's focus on that. I don't do beer reviews where I spend 50 minutes talking about the British and Russian entanglement in Afghanistan. You know, I might mention it in passing, but not that. But anyway, enough of that. So yeah, unsubscribe to 2 channels this week. The one in Florida that never can focus on a topic, and they go on, and a lot of this stuff is very boorish, off color. It's really like watching bad HBO comedy shows, which are never funny, but they're always like salacious and like they're I don't want to get into that. They're just horrible. It's trash. Anyway, and I don't want to watch trash. I can watch trash without any effort. So I'm not going to subscribe to it. And I said to myself, do I care what they say about beers? And I thought to myself, no, I don't. Not really. Because they have focus on it. And then this grandpa and his son, asked the same question. The answer was no, because they're not going to talk about it. If they had stuck to beer and just done that consistently in about a 10 to 12 minute video, oh man, I'd have watched that. They did a good job, but they just could not stay on the topic. So, well, it's happened so many times with beer channels. They got, I bet you I can name 30 beer channels that started with beer reviews, and now they do camping videos. That's all they do. Here we are camping in Yellowstone National Park. Never watch it. Here we are. Here I am building a shed. Here's my child growing up. Well, that's wonderful. I don't know who you are, so I don't look through the phone book and then try to find out about people's children growing up. It's like Facebook. It doesn't make any sense. People on Facebook, they always say, let's be friends. Okay. Man, I love your beer reviews. Okay. And I appreciate that. And I'll let them be friends. I don't follow their page, though. I don't know who they are. I know they went to Key West and they ate at a restaurant, and that's nice. I don't know who the people are, and I don't care that they went to. I'm not interested. You understand? Like if I went to a restaurant in Key West and ate tacos or shark, I don't know why somebody would be interested in that. You understand what I'm saying? There are a handful of people on Facebook that I'm interested in following because I know them either personally, they're my family, or they're beer people that we've been hanging out for so long. I've visited them and everything. I know them, you know what I mean? So I kind of follow them. But everyone else, I don't know who they are. You say, well, you got 820 something friends. Yeah, most of these people, I don't know who they are. Friends. I don't know who these people are. As long as they're nice to me, I'll be nice to them, and they can join Alcohol Eggs and Rock and Roll Club. That's where the most of the action is, in the groups, because I have interest in music, so we look at that. Interest in beer, wine, and liquor, and we look at that. But all the other stuff, nothing, no interest. Truth in politics, I'll post articles. They're usually well thought out articles that I read. Nobody really reads them. They always want to look at memes, you know, like some kind of corny cartoon, like, oh, Hillary Clinton, or this guy didn't hang himself, and all of it. It's like, why do you make your whole life based, you know, why do you base your whole life on memes, many of which are inaccurate? All these what are your thoughts about Four Loko Sour Apple? They're not very positive thoughts. Hector, I'm about to get off the air here. I'm going to walk. The rain stopped. Well, Four Loko is just too strong. The sour apple did have a sour apple taste, as artificial as it was, and it is artificial flavoring and coloring, much like a Jolly Rancher candy, which I would never want to eat. I started to review it. I completed the review, and I did admit that it tasted pretty good. But the more you drink it, it's just so strong and harsh and high alcohol. It's like no beer should be 14%. And I understand the concept. It's a 24-ounce can, or is it 23.5 ounces? Might be 23.5. They're always cutting off half an ounce here and there to kind of rip you off. It says 5 servings. So if you bought a big can It might be 4 servings. Yeah, because it's a 5-ounce serving. 5 times 4 is 20 plus a little left over. So let's say you had 4 friends and you gave everybody 5 ounces of Four Loko apple, and you just drank that. Now that might be okay, and it might have some credibility, and that would equal 1 beer. That 14% 5-ounce serving should be equal to a regular beer. Unfortunately, most people don't have that many friends around at the same time to share it like that, and they're going to drink the whole can on their own, and it's a disaster. You know, it's too strong. I felt sick for a day after drinking one. He says, I drank half the can and I felt sick. I poured the rest out. I was like, I don't need this in my life. I don't even want it on my channel. I deleted the video because I was like, I don't want people thinking I'm endorsing drinking a whole can of this. And it's a bad scene, and I didn't want it. I cannot literally say that they're terrible. Honestly, they're not terrible. They're probably well made in a way, in some ways, to make a beer taste like candy. I get it. But it's just too strong, and I don't want to deal with it. I'm not going to. I know what you mean about it being strong, and I agree with Dave that alcohol has to match what you drink. Right, the alcohol level should match what you're drinking. You know, beer should be around 5% in general. I know there's 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, but in general, 5, 6 at the most. 14 is beyond. It's not good sense. It doesn't make any sense. Wine is about 14%, but then you're drinking this much wine, you know, half a glass, no big deal. I know people drink full glasses of wine all the time. I know that's why they call them winos. And then liquor, you want to take just small servings. Like when I do the taste challenges, the glasses are like this much in each one. It's literally a taste of each one. All right. I don't really want to drink that much. I don't need to drink it. I'm not going to drink any more liquor till next Tuesday. Am I going to miss it? Am I going to get the shakes? Oh, I got to have more booze. No, I'm not. Actually, I'll probably enjoy taking a break from it. I just taste them and see what they taste like. I don't need it. I don't need it in my life. I like it, but I don't need it. All right. Anyway, enough of that. Thanks for watching this. I could talk about the coronavirus, man, but I'll talk about that. It's a bunch of bull. It's a scam, really. It really is. Thanks.